Hi, I'm Todd Rosenbluth, Head of Research at VettaFi, and thanks for joining us for ETF360. I'm joined by Rob Harvey of Dimensional Fund Advisors. Rob, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me on today.
It's my pleasure. So we're talking about the broad success that Dimensional Funds has had. In fact, all 38 of your ETFs have seen net inflows this year, and you've continued to see strong adoption year after year. What do you think the drivers behind Dimensional's success has been?
Well, the secret sauce behind the success really lies in the powerful relationship that we have with the financial professionals that we work with. So anytime you're going to be going to market, you should be confident that whatever you're going to be launching, whatever the product is, there's going to be demand on the other side to meet that. And that's easier said than done, because if you don't have that strong relationship with financial professionals the way that we do, it's hard to be confident when you go to market that there's actually going to be reception on the other side and interest. But of course, we did see that. We've seen that with the continued growth of our ETF product suite. And that combines this, the leading ideas in modern financial theory into the demand that we see from end investors who believe that Dimensional serves an important part in their portfolios.
So not only has there been broad adoption of the ETFs, but they've been among the more popular of the actively managed ETFs in particular. And I'd love to just hear you expand on why you think we're seeing the growth and the fact that you're bringing products to market that advisors are interested in.
Yeah, the active ETF space has been growing quite substantially. We've really been at the forefront of that. I think investors understand that stock picking active management has some pretty substantial shortfalls associated with it. And indexing also isn't a perfect solution either. So we see more and more investors turning towards systematic strategies. Dimensional really is one of the best known, if not the best known manager out there who engages in systematic active. We've got a long track record to back up what we're saying that we believe is going to happen in the future as well, by staying invested over the long term, thinking about these long-term premiums as well. And so there's a lot that attracts investors to our way of thinking about the world.
So let's talk about one of the ETFs. The ticker is DFSV. This is a small cap value ETF. I think of Dimensional in particular related to small cap value. So love to hear about the heritage and this fund in particular.
Yeah, you're so right. I think when people think about Dimensional, oftentimes what they think about is small cap value. In fact, I think a lot of investors are surprised when we tell them that we have over 130 products in our entire product suite, or that we have, as much as we do in fixed income. They don't know that we operate in the large cap space. So one of the things that I like about DFSV is it really sort of represents the flagship ideas of Dimensional. But the other thing that I like is it really tells the story about Dimensional's evolution over time. Because when you think about investing in small caps, obviously when we had first launched our first small cap value fund long ago, decades ago, it was different from what it looks like now. We've implemented new research into small cap value. We've think about high asset growth exclusions. We've incorporated profitability into there. There's just a lot more that we continue to add to this fund to make it a little bit better, while still delivering that asset class that we're known for and, of course, investors desire.
So in addition to having the success this year, it's actually been 3 years since Dimensional entered the ETF marketplace. Almost $100 billion now. You already passed that mark earlier in the year. What do you think the success has been over that 3-year period, and perhaps what's ahead for the future for Dimensional?
There's a lot that's going to be happening that's exciting in the future. We're going to continue to remain committed to the ETF space. I would fully expect to see the product suite grow as we continue to have conversations with investors about what they need in their portfolio, where they think we can add value. And really, when you think about what the success over the last 3 years, what that's attributable to, it's a combination of the two things that I talked about before. It's listening to what investors want. So what's the need that they are trying to fulfill their portfolio with when they utilize Dimensional, and where can we add value? We don't want to just come to market with a strategy that looks similar to what else is going out there just to try to capture market share. We want to make sure that we're unique and differentiated, and that what we bring is valuable for investors. And so having that strong partnership allows financial professionals to let their voices be heard, but they also understand what we do, and the fact that we want to be very confident anytime we go to market with a strategy that the research we put into it ultimately will pay off over the longer term.
Well, that's great to hear. Thanks a lot for joining me, and thanks everybody for tuning in to ETF 360.